London so he could proceed with the operation as soon as possible.
Lo mejor sería que se quedara en Londres, así poder operarla lo antes posible.
But take your time, discuss it with your family, and when you decide, then get in contact with my assistant, Dr. Jones, and make an appointment for the operation. Let's go to you. Thanks.
So can I just ask you, just as an introduction,
Yes.
for you to tell me a little bit about where you were brought up and your childhood?
Oh, I was born in Canada, in Vancouver, and from there I came over here very early, about the age of 4, I think, and I went to school in Dorset, and I can't think of anything else to say. I started my career, if you like, as a teacher, and I taught for the rest of the war. Once one was qualified as a teacher, one had to teach for the war, the Second World War time. And during that time, I met 2 people who were particularly interesting. One was a speech therapist who was evacuated to Exeter, and I was teaching near there, and
What was it called?
Pardon?
What was this person called?
John Van Taal. She was called Joan Van Taal, very originally from Holland, and she was a trainer of speech therapists in Exeter. And they'd evacuated to Exeter, and they she said, "Oh, if you're interested in speech therapy, I'll give you a short course," which rather amused me because I had to pay for this short course, and she was quite determined that I should do this. So I went once a week and had my short course.
Stephen Hawking was glad then that the Pope did not know the subject of the talk he had just given at the conference. How did the Big Bang begin? Is there a theory that describes that first moment of creation when the universe sprang into existence? Does that theory need a creator? And if so, who created him? I remember Paul Studer always reminded me I should not think of the Catholic Church as a bunch of old men sitting in the back and holding on to ancient ideas about the world. Though he was not a great fan of the Catholic Church, he had right a kind of respect for the current Pope, Benedict XVI, formerly Joseph Cardinal Ratzinger. Benedict XVI seems to know that sooner or later Christian thought has to undergo a great transformation. He doesn't want to get cornered like previous popes, so he tries to combine the belief in God with the scientist's reasoning. Im Anfang war das Wort, und das Wort wurde Fleisch. That's what we all more or less learned. Benedict XVI suggests a less narrow interpretation. Therefore, he goes back to the Bible's Greek original. Im Anfang war der Logos, und der Logos ist Gott. Logos bedeutet Wort, aber auch Vernunft. Gott handelt mit Vernunft. Nicht vernunftgemäß handeln ist dem Wesen Gottes zuwider. The Pope suggests we all need a wider speculative notion of logic and reason. This is indeed an interesting radical thought. Nevertheless, I have my doubts on his intentions. But then again, I am doubting Thomas. For me, the most intriguing thing in the Vatican is the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, most Michelangelo's fresco representing the creation of Adam. If one attentively observes the section of the fresco representing God in his celestial kingdom, surrounded by seraphims and cherubims, one may recognize the contours of a human brain. The cerebral cortex, the lobes, the hypothalamus. Each angel represents a different section of the brain presiding over a different part of our body. Thus, Michelangelo's message is quite clear. The ultimate creator is the human brain, and God is but one of its creations. Camera on, please. Miss Garcia, can you hear me?
Yes.
We have now finished the functional brain mapping. As no two brains are exactly alike, I was placing little numbers and letters on your brain to help us identify the different sections of your brain.
Vamos a terminar el mapa funcional de tu cerebro. Estamos soñando que siempre como ningún cerebro es igual. Esto nos ayudará a identificar las distintas partes de tu cerebro.
Camera out. Thank you. Now we proceed one step further. While I will do the actual operation, my assistant, Dr. Jones, will show you some pictures and will ask you to say out loud what you see.
Y haremos un paso más allá. Mientras operan, le voy a enseñar unas imágenes. Tienes que decirme en alto qué es lo que ve.
This helps us maximize the tumor removal but minimize the damage to areas important for your speech skills.
Así podremos quitar todo el tumor, dejando lo menos posible el área de grado.
Now, don't get scared when it feels like having a piece of cotton in your mouth. This is part of the process.
No tenga miedo, si siento que tuve algodón en la boca.